All right. Welcome back, folks. Top Shelf. Here we go. Christian Franek, you decided to join me again. I missed you last time. I had a lot to cover by myself, man. Why you
I thought you had your buddy on.
No, Sarver wasn't there. So it was me alone going through all the scores. But we are back. Johnny May's here. Christian Franek there. Top Shelf Soccer, as you know, or if you don't, we cover high school soccer throughout the state from Key West up to Jacksonville, over to Pensacola, and everywhere in between.
Oh, but that's just the tip of the iceberg.
That's the tip of the iceberg. Of what
high school is just the tip of the iceberg, although very important.
It absolutely is. And that's what Top Shelf Soccer is all about. We're going to have other stuff other content that's going to cover all sorts of other stuff. Maybe we'll slide it into Top Shelf, but the way we roll right here is primarily high school prep soccer. That's what we're going to focus on. That's what we're focusing on right now. And it's playoff time. And we are going to cover the regional final games and set up the state semi games in each class. We're recording this Thursday or Friday night. So we know that the girls are playing their state semis right now. And the boys are playing theirs tomorrow. But let's get cranked up here.
Yeah, man.
By the way, this is brought to you by Marketable Sports App. The Marketable Sports App is the only app of its kind that gets together coaches, players, agents, nil businesses, teams and clubs, everybody in one location, one form, a bazaar, if you will, Franek, where everybody can get together and do a little business. So that's Marketable Sports. Download the app. Players, $1.99 a month. Coaches, always free. We got football and soccer now. We got many more sports coming in the spring of 2022. And now back to Top Shelf. We got Christian Franek, who's going to bring you. Which class do we start? By the way,
we're going to start.
Oh, go ahead. I was going to say, if I'm looking over here, I'm looking at the Naples Golf Breeze game. It's on NFHS on my TV, so I'm keeping up 0-0 right now, second half, 30 minutes remaining.
So not to plug FHS, but if you want to watch it,
we partner with them on things, so we're good with NFHS. Yeah. We work as a collaborative effort, and it's all good.
Hopefully, it'll expand and be a better offering. I mean, it's not bad, but hopefully, this will be no different. This will be no different than signing up for Paramount Plus or NBC Sports Soccer or whatever you watch your sports and soccer on.
Panhandle channel of Varsity ESPN Sports Plus. Network is going to be it. So,
okay, I'm going to start with 3A.
Going with 3A. All right,
like you said, we're going to do regional final, and then we'll jump over to the state semifinal after this, because there's some games going on and a lot of them aren't even finals yet. All right.
Starting with the girls here. 3A.
That's right. Regional final, and we're in Region 1. Providence School defeated PK Young 3-2, which took them to the semis. In Region 2, Lakeland Christian defeated Tampa Catholic 1-0. That's 0 for people who don't know soccer talk. Nil is 0. 1-0. And then in Region 3, sorry, my computer's getting a little, there we go. Benjamin defeated Edgewood in Palm Beach Gardens 1-0. And then Palmer Trinity down in Miami lost in penalty kicks to North Broward. So that sets up Lakeland. So for those who don't know, and John can explain even further if he wants to, in the semifinals, they reseed all the teams. So Lakeland Christian is hosting Providence School, and Benjamin is hosting North Broward Prep. And we'll get to those scores later.
And those games are tonight, February 18th is Friday.
Correct.
And those games are probably getting close to ending, and we'll have a report at the end of this with some updates on scores. Let's move over to Class 2A girls, Region 4, number 12 in 2A, Westminster Academy in Fort Lauderdale. They travel over to number 7, South Florida Heat. Westminster comes in with a 9-8-2 record, 4-5-1 away. South Florida Heat, they had a 24-2-2 record, 11-1-1 at home. Battle to the end at Tequesta Trace Park. Westminster ends up on top 2-1. The number 12 team in 2A, Westminster, Region 4 champions and advanced to the state semis. Region 3 had number 2 Shorecrest at home against number 5 First Baptist Academy. Shorecrest boasting a dominant 9-1 home record, going in. First Baptist 5-3 on the road. Shorecrest dominate, 2 goals in each half, a brace, as we like to call it, even though it wasn't by one person, but it is a brace on the scorecard. That has number 2 in Class 2A, Shorecrest, Region 3 champs, moving on to the semis. Moving over to Region 2, you got number 3, Geneva. They played host to number 11, Circle Christian. Geneva came in with an 11-4 record with all 4 losses at home. Circle Christian came in with an 11-4-1 road record. Geneva took care of business, come out on top 2-1. Now number 3 Geneva in 2A, Region 2 champions, and going on to the state semis tonight. Region 1, number 1 St. John's Country Day. They've been just manhandling or lady handling everybody in these playoffs. They were at home against number 4. You like that? Christchurch Academy. Christchurch Academy came in with 4-0-1 record on the road, but St. John's Country Day, they're unbeaten at home, 11-0-1. St. John's Country Day land the hammer down. First half mercy rule, Franek, 8-0. Number 1.
That's pretty serious for the regional final for someone to go out on the mercy rule.
Yeah, and they're the number 4 team. That was Christchurch's number 4 team in the state in 2A. Wow. So St. John's Country Day is going to be a tough beat. So like you said, after regionals, they reseed out of the regions, and they really, what they do is they look at what their rankings are in the state. Right. So number 1, yeah. So
they don't look at the seedings; they look at their rankings.
They look at their rankings on Max Preps. So if you go to those, yeah, that's how they're going to reseed them. So after the regionals and 2A, we saw St. John's Country Day. They get the 1 seed. Shorecrest gets the 2. Geneva gets the 3. Westminster the 4. So you have number 1 in Class 2A, St. John's Country Day. They're hosting number 12, Westminster Academy. That's tonight. That game's already over. Don't know the score yet, but we'll have that for you. Number 2, Shorecrest hosting number 3, Geneva tonight at 6. That game is also over. We'll have that score for you after. Franek has got the next class. What you got, brother?
I'm going to go 4A this time. And
this is your little area. You got South Walton, your old stomping ground. All right.
It is. And I tell you what, there's something very interesting going on with these seedings and matchups here, because it's all number 1s seeds, except for South Walton, which was a 5 seed.
Interesting.
And they laid the absolute smack down on West Florida, 3-0 in the regional final. So they became the lowest seed in the Final Four. But Bishop Moore, the number 1 seed, defeated McKeel Academy 5-0 in the Region 2. American Heritage defeated Cardinal Gibbons 4-1 in Region 4. Sorry, jumping around a little bit here.
That's all right.
Academy of the Holy Names defeated Paris Community 1-0. So that set up tonight, which we'll have scores for you later. Bishop Moore in Orlando hosting South, originally a 5 seed, now the 4 seed when they were reseeded in the semifinals. American Heritage of Delray hosting Academy of the Holy Names in Delray Beach. And I'm looking forward to finding out how that all went down.
Well, the South Walton is number 6 in the state for those panhandlers that are wondering. Number 6 in 3A. Let's move over
4A
to
or 3A.
I'm sorry, 4A.
Okay.
Class 4A. Moving over to Class 6A, Region 4 had number 4 Doral Academy. They took on number 3 Lord's Academy, and they did that at Columbus High School. Battle of the Big Dogs. Lord's Academy better on a neutral site with a 1-0, 1-0-1 record. Doral had an 0-2 record. 1 goal was all the match saw. Lord's Academy move on with a 1-0 win. Number 3 in 6A, Lord's Academy is a Region 4 champion. They advanced to the state semis. Region 3 had number 12, Land O'Lakes. They were at home against number 27, Wharton. Obviously, some lower seeds in their region there that made it to the finals. Wharton had a great road record coming in, 5-1. Land O'Lakes not close to a sure thing at home. They were 6-5-1 at home this year. Land O'Lakes with a brace on either side of the half, 4-0. They get the win. Number 12, Land O'Lakes, Region 3 champion, and it advanced to the semis. Region 2, number 7, Vieira. They were at home against number 18, Martin County. Vieira, 6-2 at home. Martin County, 5-0-3 on the road. They know how to do it, but Vieira squeaked by. 1-0. Number 7, Vieira, Class 6A. They're the Region 2 champions. They advanced to the semis. Number 5, Fletcher had to go to number 6, Fleming Island. Tight game. Don't really know by the half. Only know by the score input by Max Preps there. Fletcher advanced with a 2-1 win in regulation. Number 5, Fletcher, Region 1 champions. They move on after reseeding. Lord's Academy is the 1. Fletcher gets the 2. Vieira gets the 3. Number 4 goes to Land O'Lakes. So you see the number 3 in 6A, Lord's Academy. They host number 12, Land O'Lakes, tonight at Belen Jesuit at 7 p.m. And number 5, Fletcher, they're at home against number 7, Vieira. That's tonight at 7 o'clock also.
Excellent. All right, we're moving on to the top of the,
biggest teams out there, biggest high schools.
Big schools, that's right.
7A.
7A. So Region 1, Creekside defeated Lake Brantley 4-2. Creekside was the 5 seed, so that's a bit of an underdog making it to the semifinal. Palm Harbor University, the number 1 seed, defeated Newsom 1-0.
Interesting thing. Let me just interrupt you real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Creekside was the number 5 seed, right?
Yeah, right.
So, but they're the number 2 team in 7A.
Interesting.
So they must have lost their district. I'm just guessing, but they must have lost their district because the district champ gets an automatic seed. They'll be in the 1 through 4. Mm-hmm. And then your next highest go in at 5, and then that's how they seed those.
So let's talk about that just for a second before we move on here. Who makes the rankings?
Well, it's Max Preps. It's FHSAA
right.
now
so
relies 100% on Max Preps for rankings and seedings.
Oh, but seedings are done by you would think the seedings are done by FH.
Well, they are. I'm sorry. The seedings are done by FHSAA, but they rely upon Max Preps. Now, with the exception that district champs, they fall in that 1 through 4 seed when you're going into regionals. So,
All right. A little bit of a disconnect, perhaps. I don't know. Perhaps
they have it has evolved to this, and I'll tell you, it's better now than what it has been in the past.
Okay.
I think it's a much better representation.
Right.
Can it get better? Sure. But are they on the right path? I say yes. So I think, I think they're going in the right direction.
Might be a good discussion down the road.
Absolutely. So anyway, that's one for exposed.
Absolutely. 5
or top shelf. We'll keep it on top shelf. What am I talking about?
No, I mean, I think it probably carries over to every sport. But
Yeah.
5 seed Creekside defeats Lake Brantley 4-2. Palm Harbor, excuse me,
That's
University.
easy for you to say.
Right. 1 seed defeats Newsom 1-0. Boca Raton defeated Wellington 1-0, and Boca Raton being the 1 seed. And Palmetto fell to Cypress Bay, the 3 seed, 2-1. So that has set up tonight. Boca Raton hosting Cypress Bay, the lowest seed, and Creekside hosting Palm Harbor University. And we'll have the final scores here before too long.
We'll have the final scores at the end of this show. We're going to finish up the 5A. That finishes up the girls. And then we're going to do the boys. We're going to take a pause. We're going to check results, and we're going to come back and give you guys results up to date. By the way, speaking of 5A girls, that's Gulf Breeze. That's my alma mater. Everybody knows that watches Top Shelf. I'm watching it right now. Still nothing. Naples was just putting the pressure on the Gulf Breeze defense. It is the water break of the second half. I don't want to see PKs, but boy. Okay, 5A Region 4. Number 4 Naples traveled to number 5 Pembroke Pines Charter, knotted up 1-1 at the half. Naples comes out on top with a second half winner, 2-1. Number 4 Naples in Class 5A Region 4 champs, and they advanced to the semifinals. Region 3 had number 2 Mariner hosting number 14 Cape Coral. Crosstown rivalry, Mariner boasting a 7-1 home record. Mariner get a goal in each half, advance with a 2-0 win. Number 2 Mariner in Class 5A, they are Region 3 champions, and they move on to the semifinals. Region 2 had number 15 Springstead traveling to number 8 Lake Minneola. Springstead had an 8-2 record and gave Lake Minneola everything it could handle. Ended regulation tied at 2. Springstead, it looks like, I don't know, I haven't seen the highlights yet or the game yet. Springstead, they're just unlucky in PKs. They go down 4-1 in PKs. That's either a lot of saves or some misses. I don't know what it was. Either way, going out on PKs, always a tough way to go. Number 8, Lake Minneola, they are Region 2 champions, and they move on to the semis, state semis. Region 1, as everybody knows, Gulf Breeze, they played host to number 10 Stanton. Gulf Breeze number 3 in the state. They came in with a 6-1-1 home record. Stanton 2-2 away. Gulf Breeze holds steady, earned the victory. Stanton keeper kept him in it. I was at that game. Stanton keeper was strong. She did a really good job. But Gulf Breeze move on. They get the 2-0 win. So that's Gulf Breeze Class 5A. They're the Region 1 champions, and they advance. So now reseeding, Mariner is the 1 seed, Gulf Breeze 2, Naples 3, Lake Minneola 4. So Mariner, the number 2 team in the state, they're hosting number 8, Lake Minneola tonight at 7 o'clock. And Gulf Breeze, that game's on right now. It's at Gulf Breeze. Naples traveled up here, long drive.
Right.
So if anything happens during the show, I'll let you know. But that's your Class 5A. Now we're going to roll on over to the boys.
Yeah. You want to knock it out right now?
Let's do it. Let's knock it out.
All right. Well, let's do the same. We'll do the same.
Do the same order. I think you started 3A.
I did, sir.
All right. I'm going to go
All right.
over here. And get
3A in the regional final. Bowls, a traditional powerhouse, beat Pensacola Catholic, which is also a very decent team from what I've heard, 2-0 in Region 1. And then Region 2, Tampa Prep took out Trinity Prep 3-0. And in Region 3, Benjamin, which is a pretty good soccer school from what I've heard, beat Holy Trinity in penalties. It was 1-1 before they went to penalties. And then finally in Region 4, Ransom Everglades of Miami beat LaSalle 1-0. And that sets up Tampa Prep hosting Benjamin in the semifinal tomorrow, and Ransom Everglades hosting Bowles in Miami. And
what time are those games?
Oh, yeah. So let's see. Tampa Prep hosting Benjamin is at 6 p.m. and Ransom Everglades hosting Bowles will be at 7 p.m.
Ooh, under the lights. I think a lot of these are under the lights. I did
Yeah.
see a day game tomorrow.
Yeah, I did
one
too,
of these.
somewhere. Right.
Let's do 2A. We got Region 4, number 3, Sheikh Khalil Community School at home versus number 5, Archbishop Carroll. Sheikh Khalil came in with a 4-1-2 home record. Archbishop Carroll's 4-3 away. Sheikh Khalil left no questions. They win 3-0. Number 3, Sheikh Khalil in Class 2A. They are the Region 4 champions, and they advance to the semis. Region 3, number 4, Shorecrest Prep on the road to number 2, Canterbury. Shorecrest always had an uphill battle here in this one. Canterbury had won every single home game going in. They were 12-0, no ties.
Okay.
And they notched another win, 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 3-0 win. Number 2, Canterbury, Class 2A, Region 3 champions. They advanced to the semifinals, state semifinals. Region 2 had number 1, Pine School. They were at home against number 10, Circle Christian. You hear a lot of these same schools on both sides of the ball, or boys and girls. Pine had all wins this season coming in, 14 games played, 14 wins. Pine shred up Circle Christian, 3 in the first, then they mercy rule them in the second with 5. That ended the match early. Pine, the Class 2A Region 2 champions, they're number 1 in 2A, by the way. I know I said that, but I like to remind, they advance easily. Region 1, number 9, St. Joseph Academy. They're at home against number 21, Port St. Joe. Port St. Joe didn't let it get out of hand, but they're unable to get the win. St. Joseph win 2-0. Number 9, St. Joseph Academy in Class 2A. They're the Region 1 champions. They advance. Reseeding sees Pine as the 1, Canterbury as a 2, Sheikh Khalil as a 3, and St. Joseph Academy as a 4. So what you got here is you got the number 1 in 2A, Pine. They're hosting the number 9, St. Joseph Academy. That's tomorrow at 2:00 p.m. And then number 2, Canterbury host number 3, Sheikh Khalil. That's also tomorrow at 3 p.m. There's our day games.
Oh, okay. There we go.
I see how much you were listening to me.
Yeah. All right. Moving up to 4A. And unfortunately, it was a tough match for South Walton, which I know some of the players there. And it was 0-0 in regulation, 0-0 after extra time, went to penalty kicks, and Bishop Kenny pulled it out. And it's not how you like to see it. South Walton was the 1 seed. Bishop Kenny was the 6 seed. And, that's, it's finish it in regulation, and you don't have to, leave it up to something similar to a coin flip there.
Well, yeah, that's the number 7 and number 8 teams in 4A there. So.
Yeah. Okay. So in Region 2, the number 1 seed, the Villages Charter, unfortunately, they fell as well to Bishop Moore, 1-0. And I'm sure the old folks that attend that academy are very upset, but that's how it goes. And then Region 3, number 1 seed DeSoto County dealt with Robinson 2-1 to move on. And then in Region 4, again, a number 6 seed, Benton, upset Cardinal Gibbons 1-0. So we got 2 6 seeds moving on. They're reseeded. And Bishop Moore will be the number 1 seed, hosting the 4 seed Bishop Kenny in Orlando at 7 p.m. tomorrow. Whereas St. Brendan of Miami will be hosting DeSoto County tomorrow at 7 p.m.
All right, there you go. Class 6A boys, Region 4, number 3, Doral Academy. They're at home against number 13, Dwyer. Doral had an 11-1-2 record at home. Dwyer 3-3-1 away. Doral had no problems. They win at 4-1. Number 3, Doral Academy in Class 6A. They're the Region 4 champs, and they advance to the state semis. Region 3, very exciting match. Number 5, Mitchell played host to number 9, Fort Myers. Mitchell had a 9-1-1 home record. Fort Myers not afraid to travel with a 9-0-1 home or away record. Ended half 1-1. End of regulation 2-2. End of overtime 3-3. Mitchell advanced on PKs 5-3. Mitchell didn't miss PK there. So number 5, Mitchell, Class 6A. They're the Region 3 champs. They advance. Region 2, number 1 and 6A, Vieira. They're at home against number 7, Ridge Community. Vieira unbeaten at home going in. It was pedestrian win for Vieira. 1 in the first, 2 in the second. Do as expected, 3-0 win. They advance to number 1 and 6A, Region 2 champions, and advance to the state semis. Region 1 saw number 17, East Ridge, traveling to number 2, Ponte Vedra. Not a fun trip for East Ridge, although they did not lay down. Ponte Vedra came out on top, 2-1. Number 2, Ponte Vedra in 6A. They're the Region 1 champions in advance. You got sweaty ears, brother?
No,
if people don't know that Franek suffers from a sweaty ear issue.
Hot ear syndrome.
On the reseeding of 6A, Vieira took the 1, Ponte Vedra is the 2, Doral Academy is the 3, Mitchell's the 4. So you've got number 1 in Class 6A, Vieira at home against number 5, Mitchell. This one's stacked 6A. You got 4 these 4 teams that are in top 5. So you have a 1 versus a 5, Vieira against Mitchell, and you have the 2 versus 3 in 6A, Ponte Vedra. They're hosting Doral Academy. Both games tomorrow under the lights at 7 o'clock.
Nice. So Max Preps kind of nailed it on that one.
Yeah. I like
interesting.
Yeah.
So like we said, this could be a discussion, certainly a continuing discussion about the difference between FHSAA seedings or rankings for that matter versus Max Preps.
I don't know. Okay, I don't know if I was clear before, but FHSAA bases everything that they're doing off of Max Preps rankings.
You wouldn't think so based on their seedings.
The seedings are district champions get 1 through 4 seed. So if you're
so are you proving what I am saying, or are you saying something different?
I see what you're saying. Move on, sir.
Okay, we're moving on to 7A.
Point
big
taken.
All right, Region 1 of 7A. And here again, and Johnny will, I'm sure, let us know what their actual rankings are on Max Preps, which seems to be, at least from what I'm hearing so far, more accurate than what FHSAA has them seated at. So Mandarin.
Well, they're seated based on their regions and district champs.
Right, don't. This will be a discussion. This is a good discussion point.
I'm having fun with you. All right.
Okay. 7A, Region 1. Mandarin, the number 5 seed.
They're 4 and 7A.
5 seed.
Number 4 and 7A.
They were 5 at the beginning of the. Okay. All right. 5 seed defeated the number 6 seed Creekside 4-2 to move on to the semifinal.
Creekside. Ooh, yeah, they're the number 18.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
7A.
Gotcha. And then in Region 2, Plant, the number 3 seed, defeated the number 1 seed. This is FHSAA. Lakewood Ranch, 3-1 to move on to the semifinal.
5 defeated 3.
Okay.
5 in 7A defeated 3 in 7A. You know, there's 4 number 1s in each class.
We should probably
For the
actually
region.
have like visual aids because I'm sure all the numbers are confusing people.
They very confusing to you, I see, as you're working through this.
All right, moving on to Region 3, Palm Beach Central, who I saw and not bad.
11 team in 7.
Defeated the number 5 seed, if I'm looking at this correctly, Lake Nona 1-0 to move on to the state semifinal.
All right.
And then, you weren't going to give us a
They're
state
17.
ranking?
They're 17 and 7A.
Region 4, Cypress Bay, the only number one to move on from this division.
They're number 1 in the state.
Oh, are they? Okay.
In 7A.
They took care of Dr. Crop 2-0. And so with the reseeding in the state semifinals, here's what we have.
Oh, Naples scored and I missed it. Naples is up 1-0. Sorry,
Ooh.
go ahead.
Late in the game.
Yeah.
Cypress Bay of Weston is hosting Palm Beach Central, so that's not a big trip for either team. And Plant of Tampa is hosting Mandarin, the number 3 seed. I'm trying to figure out where Mandarin's from. They're from Jacksonville. You know, I feel kind of sorry for Jacksonville teams, but what are you going to do, really?
There's some strong teams in that area.
No, they're strong, but I mean, they got to travel. Like typically, unless the other team's coming their way, they got to travel pretty far.
Jacksonville? Hey, we in Pensacola have the traveling to do.
Well, it's both. I mean, both of y'all.
They're closer to Miami than we are. I'll put it that way.
Are they?
Yeah, because you got to go through.
Jax is closer to Miami than Pensacola?
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
I'm
going to check that out.
You better check it out. That's a truth fact. As my brother says, it's truth evidence. Well, that is, my folks, that is our wrap up of the finals and a preview of the semis.
The regional finals,
state semis.
We're gonna have final scores here coming up very quickly. Excellent.
All right, folks, we're back here on Top Shelf Soccer, and we've got some results for you in the state semis. On the girls' side, we know who's going to DeLand and who's going home. And there's some sad stories on the home front here. But we'll let you start off, Franek, with 7A. Tell us what happened, man. You're doing what are you doing first? Or are you doing?
We're gonna start with 3A. 7A will be one of my last ones.
Okay.
Yeah. In fact, it'll be the last one I cover.
Gotcha.
In 3A, Lakeland Christian hosting defeated Providence School 2-0. So that was for a soccer score, that's pretty definitive. And then Benjamin defeated North Broward Prep 4-2. So that was a bit of a shootout in Palm Beach Gardens. That means Lakeland Christian will be the home team hosting Benjamin in DeLand. And that will be this.
They should be the 23rd.
23rd. What is that? Saturday?
Wednesday.
Sunday? Wednesday. Next Wednesday at 1. They have it now at 1:35 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get that. We're going to do another show, everybody. That's going to be a championship preview. We're just giving you quick scores here. We're going to get a full-on whole show previewing the championships coming up. But to let you know, in 3A, they are ranked number 1 and 2 in the state.
Well, there you go. By
There-
Max Preps.
By Max Preps.
There you go. Max Preps nailed it.
2A. You had the number 2 team in the state in 2A, Shorecrest Prep. They took on number 3, Geneva. Shorecrest Prep won that one 4-1 tonight. And then another one for St. John's Country Day. They're number 1 in the state in 2A. Westminster's number 12. Take a guess as to what that score was, Franek.
I don't know.
8-0.
Oh.
St. John's Country Day doing it again.
Wow. And we were just talking about how at this level
They did it
weren't
twice in a
seeing any
row.
of those.
They did it in the regional finals, and then they did it again here. So you got St. John's Country Day taking on Shorecrest. That game is going to be on the 23rd of February. Also, we'll get you the times on those. I believe it's 2, 3, and 4A that are on February 23rd, and then it's 5, 6, and 7 that are on the 25th. But they are the number 1 and number 2 teams in 2A on Max Preps. There you go again.
Yeah, wow, that's impressive at this point in the competition.
Some say
right,
juncture.
Yeah, sure. Moving on to 4A state semifinal. Bishop Moore hosted South Walton, a team that is near and dear to my heart, and was the underdog in 4A for sure, being the lowest seed. And Bishop Moore won 2-0. And they'll be moving on to the final after American Heritage of Delray Beach, which is just up the road from me, defeated, let's see, Academy of the
Holy Names.
Thank you. Academy of the Holy Names.
They're out of Tampa.
So, out of Tampa. So the final is Bishop Moore as the home team against American Heritage in DeLand at next Wednesday at 4:05 p.m.
Take a guess as to the rankings, if you would like to.
If I had to guess, Bishop Moore is number 1 and American Heritage is number 2.
It is American Heritage is number 1 team in 4A. Bishop Moore is the number 2, but again, another class where they're the 1 and 2.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah,
let's keep following that and
we
see how well Max Preps has this.
All right, let's go to 6A, where you had the number 5 team in the state. Number 1 team got knocked out, and the number 2 team of 6A. They are out of the tournament already. Number 5, Fletcher, goes to number 7, Vieira. They win 3-1. Number 3, Lord's Academy, was taking on number 12, Lando Lakes. Lord's Academy gets a goal in each half. They move on 2-1. So that sees the number 5 team in 6A in Fletcher taking on the number 3 team in 6A, Lord's Academy.
Excellent. So you're done there with that?
Yeah, that's 6A. They are going to play. They will play that game on the 25th. And again, we'll follow that up with our show previewing the finals.
Got it. All right. Final 4 in 7A, the big schools. Boca Raton, which is just down the street from me, lost miserably to Cypress Bay, which I think historically is a really good soccer
Weston
School.
area. Weston's strong in soccer for sure.
So they lost 3-0 to Cypress Bay, who was a number 3 seed coming out of their region. And Creekside, the number 2 seed, hosted and beat Palm Harbor University 1-0. So that sets up a Cypress Bay versus Creekside final that will be on the 25th at 4:05 p.m.
Very good. That's the number 5 team in 7A, Cypress Bay, taking on the number 2 team in 7A, Creekside, according to Max Preps.
Cypress Bay is where?
Cypress Bay is number 5.
No, but I mean, where are they located?
Weston.
Okay. Yep. Still up in the hood here.
Yep, down in your parts there. We're moving on to 5A here, where we saw number 2 in 5A, Mariner. They took on number 8, Lake Mineola. They took care of business 1-0. They move on to the state championship game. And then tonight, right across Highway 98 from me on a chilly, windy night, Naples from the warm part of Florida comes up here and gets it done, beats us 1-0. And a lot of girls were sad on the field here. Watch that in the background. Naples, number 4 in the state, they move on to the championship. They take on number 2 in the state, Mariner, for the 5A championship. And those are your finals for the girls in the semis. We'll do a quick one covering the boys semis. That's going to be a quick one, but we'll do that tomorrow or Sunday. But the championship preview, we'll get that out early next week in time so you can watch it before these games kick off. And we'll be there. I will definitely be. Franek may be up there at those championship games live, giving live reports, looking for interviews. So if you see us, flag us down or we'll flag you down. That's Top Shelf Soccer right here on Marketable Sports. Franek, thanks, man. It was a good one.
Great job. You know what? Before you sign us off here, I just want to say high school soccer can actually be a great event and experience to follow, because it doesn't exclude anyone like a lot of perhaps other youth soccer does. And you get a lot of carryover from a lot of youth soccer clubs as well sometimes, because some parents and players just want to play for the school and just want their kids to play for the school. And there can be a helpful relationship between both. And I think that's something to work towards, and helping create a more hospitable and competitive environment for high school soccer, I think, is definitely worth doing. So keep that in mind, support high school soccer. And like Johnny said, we're going to cover the finals. Hopefully I'll be up there in DeLand with Johnny, and we'll see.
Hey, I echo what you say, and really I'd like to see more of an emphasis put on high school soccer. And this is probably going to ruffle some feathers in the soccer world. In this age, for these high school age students, less of an emphasis on club soccer, more of an emphasis on high school sports overall. I think that in any sport, when you're playing it year round, it'll have ultimately a negative it's much more likely to have a negative impact on the player, both physically and mentally. You see burnout, you see overuse, and there's so much good that comes from playing different sports. You learn different body movements and techniques that you can apply in other sports that you would never know if you didn't play those. So, bringing back the emphasis on high school sports, we've lost it, Franek. When you see PE getting out of school and stuff like that, and the emphasis is gone away from high school sports when really we need to focus it back on there. Because you know what? When you get your school involved in high school sports, these kids are practicing. They're not running around doing whatever. You get school spirit, you get better grades, you get better discipline among the students. You got a team spirit, camaraderie. It's just good all the way around. Especially
I totally agree.
now.
And listen, a lot of us that are familiar, and not to go back to soccer, but that's kind of what we're doing on this show.
Yeah.
One of the biggest reasons why soccer, or football as they call it in most of the world, is as popular as it is because it has a connection to the community. And I'm not saying club soccer can't have a connection to the community, but there's no bigger connection at youth ages than a high school. And so a high school is, by the way it's set up, represents the community that the kids are a part of. So to me, there's a way to figure this out. And I know a lot of people are, don't want their players to play in high school or middle school soccer teams or whatever. But that's, I think, the wrong approach. The right way to really get everybody involved and a part of it and feeling the pride of their community is to let the kids participate in both. And they can both help each other. And
Absolutely.
That's the best way forward, quite frankly. And I've thought about it over a lot of time. The high schools and the middle schools have the facilities and the resources. The clubs are able to attract perhaps a higher level of player most of the time, but don't necessarily have the resources. So, it's a pretty obvious connection and relationship that they should have.
Yeah, I mean, we could spend hours on this subject because I personally would like to see a shift to, at that age level, unless you're a top dog or you're doing an academy where you're going to go study and be at the club type of situation. Why can't the clubs just be the school? You've got your club is Gulf Breeze High School. That's your club. And after the club season, which is the high school season, you can go on and play another sport,
or play in a more,
if you
play
want
in the club.
If you want to focus solely on that, then that's fine. That's available to other players. But
But the coaches involved with the clubs should be more involved with the high schools and the middle schools, and the middle schools and the high schools should be more involved with the clubs. I mean,
I don't know how it is down in South Florida, because here up in the Panhandle, almost all the coaches are involved in clubs. Also,
all the school coaches,
all the high school coaches are in a variety of sports. They're involved in those clubs.
So that's good.
It is good. What I don't like is when they say you don't play high school, like you were saying, don't play high school. You're going to lose your spot on this team if you go in there and play high school.
Right.
Or, what if I want to play fall club soccer, but I don't want to play spring because I want to play baseball?
Right.
These coaches got to say, I get it. Go.
Yeah.
Come back and we'll see you in the fall.
Do your thing. Yeah, we'll see you in the fall or summer or whatever.
Circling back, though, high school is a great resource. It's a great way to get the community behind you. And there really is no better way to rally everybody. And you saw it, right? I saw it right here in Gulf Breeze, everybody getting behind both the boys and girls. And they're sad when they lose,
Right.
Happy when they win. So,
right.
It's awesome.
Yeah. All right, man.
All right. Good job. We will do this again soon. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Top Shelf Soccer, the only show that brings you Florida high school soccer from Key West to Jacksonville to Pensacola and everywhere in between. We'll see you next time. Top Shelf.